So hey you guys, today we're going to be talking about the Worlds of Doctor Who from Big Finish Limited Edition. Released in September 2014, around the time of the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, and also Big Finish's 15th anniversary. So this was 15th then, 15, 16, 17, 18, I think we're getting on for 20. Wow, I have to get my card. I do love my Big Finish. So this is basically all the spin-offs, and one that should have been a spin-off, but I don't think it was a spin-off, but was in a story, but then they didn't spin it off and was in this, which, yeah. An epic adventure using the Doctor's friends across time and space, featuring Jago and Lightfoot, countermeasures, the Vault and Gallifrey. Yeah, epic. Mind Games by Justin Richards was the first one. In Victorian England, Henry Gordon Jago and Professor Lightfoot investigate worrying events on the streets of London, which seems to be linked to the new Regency Theatre's resident act, the Mesmerist Mysteries. I love Jago and Lightfoot, and they are probably the best spin-off. I actually think I listened to some of theirs more than I've listened to some of the Big Finish ones. I repeat listen to them. They never disappoint. I love that era. I love that storyline. I love the idea of the Victorian gentleman detective investigators. I think it's a brilliant concept. Sad there's going to be, well, after this last bit one that they're doing, there'll be no more. But this is probably one of the best ones they did. It is just perfect. It's such an interesting story. It's got that feel of Sherlock Holmes to it. By the way, I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, so if anybody out there would like me to do anything about Sherlock Holmes, let me know. Because I have a favourite listen of mine is the BBC, was it Radio 4, did some Doctor Who audios, plays years ago, and I listen to them regularly. I love them a bit, so if anybody would like me to do features on them, please let me know at the bottom. So yeah, this is probably, for me, the best one out of this selection. It's hard to put a best, but this is the one. This one definitely gets an A+. I just so enjoy this one. I've listened to this one independently from the rest of them. I'm not going to do spoilers, I'm not going to spoil plots, but this one has that real good feeling of Jago and Lightfoot. It's at its best. So, the second one, chronologically, is the Re-Singer Process. Oh, the Re-Singer Process. Use out my teeth. By Justin Richards. London, 1964, and the repercussions. They put long words in here for me. I'm dyslexic. I have troubles. The repercussions of Jago and Lightfoot's adventures are dealt with by Sir Toby Kinsella and his crack team of specialists at countermeasures. What is the Re-Singer Process, and who is behind it? This is probably my next favourite one. I have always liked countermeasures, just because they have that great 60s feel to them. You know, that we don't get shows like this anymore. I think the BBC should try and bring back something like the Avengers or this. You know, bring Saturday night entertainment back with a, you know, good old rip-roaring adventure and strange alien ships, and, you know, just have fun with something on TV rather than everything being deadly serious and drama. It's got the usual cast in there. That again brings back the music box and things like that from the first one. Oh, and it's just it is very creepy, and it's again another great. This is definitely an A. All by itself, definitely an A. The Screaming Skull by Jonathan Morris. Now this one, disgraced soldier Ruth Matheson and Charlie Sato are called back into action by Captain Yates when the unit vault is mysteriously locked down by a deadly force. Together they must infiltrate the vault and get those trapped out alive. But what enemy are they facing? Well, it's pretty obvious. It's the guy from the other one. It's the Screaming Skull. The two actors in this that are playing Ruth and Charlie, I believe, because it doesn't tell me on here. The two actors that were in the failed Paul McGann pilot and I really like this. I think this should have been a spin-off. Throwing Mikey Yates in there, who's had all his problems, and that's part of the fun of the story, because he's a man that's damaged. They're damaged. They were in a story with You Will Obey with the Master, which is a great story all by itself. I'm going to do a review of that at some point. And they were brought back for this because they were there, and then I guess I suppose these guys would have been like Torchwood, and they've got Torchwood. Which is a shame, but I would like to see, even now I would like to see these guys brought back, put in another series. And the final one, Part 4, Second Sight by Nick Wallace and Justin Richards. The actions of Mr. Reese have alerted the Time Lords of Gallifrey, and Romana has assigned her best warrior. Independently, the Sixth Doctor has arrived on Earth. A power for the dawn of the universe is about to be unleashed once more. This is a great story. This really does feel like... It feels like... You can imagine John Pertwee in this one, because it's got, you know, like, scientific stuff where people are messing around with science and trying to... It always worries me when we send messages out into space, and part of that's what this is. And we don't always know what reply we're going to get, do we? And one day I think it may come back and bite us on the bum. But till then, it's an interesting thought. Colin Baker in there, brilliant as ever. Layla in there. Leela, how you say it. I mean, I kind of have trouble with Leela, because her character is always the same in every story she's in. She's always... There doesn't seem to be... Other characters kind of have development, but she's always warrior woman, and as much as I like her, she's not my favourite assistant. Sorry. But it's great to see her with the Sixth Doctor. It really does bring it to a nice end. The final bit is kind of nice. It's got a really nice... This is... the slightly... you've got Romana in there as well, Romana 2. That's what relates to the Gallifrey thing. And it isn't as good, maybe, as the Jago and Lightfoot and the Part 1 and Part 2. But it's still... I'd still give it... It's an A-. But the ending saves it a little bit. It definitely is... This is definitely worth a listen. If I was going to rate this, this is one of my favourite of the Doctor Who sort of box sets. And it does say limited edition. But it also says it's still available. CD £45, download 25. Who have we got in here? So, actors that are in it. Colin Baker, the Doctor. Louisa Jameson. Leila Ward as Romana. Daphne Ashbrook as Ruth Matheson, who was in the pilot. Trevor Baxter as Professor George Lightfoot. Christopher Benjamin as Henry Gordon Jago. Richard Franklin as Mike Yates. Karen Glendhill as Alison Williams. Hugh Ross as Toby Kinsolving. Pamela Salmon as Rachel Jensen. Now, Yi G. Teso as Charlie Sato. Simon Williams as Group Captain Chunky Gilmore. You know why they call him Chunky, don't you? If you know why they call him Chunky, tell me at the bottom. I know why they call him Chunky. Jamie Glover, Mr. Reese. Sinead Kenman, Stephanie Wilson, and Roy Kinnear as James Wilton. Roy Kinnear, is that the guy that was the voice of in Star Wars? He did some voices in Star Wars. I don't know if it is him. Or was that Roy Kinnear? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, definitely worth a pick up is this one. I wish Big Finish would do more like this and shake it up a little bit and throw stuff in there. I had such fun listening to this again. I think this is the third or fourth time I've listened to it. And I will be listening to it definitely again. I was listening to the new U.N.I.T. one, which I'm having trouble with. I don't know, it's not gripping me. I think it's one of those things that it suffers from modern drama syndrome, where everybody's got a problem. I know that sounds silly, but I'm not enjoying it so far. But I have just listened to the latest Colin Baker one, which I cannot remember what it is. Let me have a look. It'll be new. Oh, what's new? I've just listened to that, so there'll be a review of that coming up in the next. The Lure of the Nomad. But I need to listen to it again because I got a bit distracted towards the end. But yeah, I do get distracted easy. Oh, squirrel. Yeah. Yeah, definitely come back and have a listen for that one. That's number 238. I remember which was the first one I ever listened to? Was it Storm? What's it? The first Paul McGann one that he did. That was the first one I ever listened to. I kind of didn't know because they were quite expensive to buy. Still are. And I picked it up because it's Paul McGann and it looks good, and I'd read a review of it in SFX magazine, and they gave it a rave review, and I give it a rave review. And if you guys would like me to review all of the big finishes from 1 to whatever they're at now, or try, let me know at the bottom and I'll give it a try. Yeah, I'll sort of do it one at a time. Yeah. So, if you've enjoyed this, if you're a Whovian or just general Doctor Who fan or a Big Finish fan, you know what to do. Leave some comments at the bottom, thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscriptions would be fantastic. And as somebody else says that talks about Doctor Who, I would love you forever. Yeah, I hope you all have a great day, a great night, and I will see you all soon. Gonna go have a cup of tea. Yeah, see ya.